Hi, I'm Linda and this is plot 2 of the Feel Good Garden. There's lots of exciting things going on today, as well as potting on and planting seed, the usual thing for April. I've got other things to share with you, so stay tuned.
Your garden where the sun shines bright, vegetables and flowers, oh what a sight.
Nice little sitting down job this is. Isn't it lovely to be out in the sunshine potting on? And today I'm potting on Dr. White Cheese yellow tomatoes, Cherokee carbon tomatoes, sweetheart tomatoes. I've already potted up some honeycomb tomatoes and crimson blush. So I've got a tray of each, and any extra I'll pass on to other plot holders. But we probably use a lot of the crimson blush because they gave us lovely beef tomatoes last year. So I'll show you. If you're not familiar with potting, and I'll show you what I usually do. So I've either got this little fork there or a plant label. So you just be as gentle as you can. I've already made holes with my dipper in the pots and given them a water. So I'll do these Cherokee carbon tomatoes. So I've already labelled them up ready. I'm far more organised this year. So gently take them out with your plant label, and then you might need to make the hole a little bit bigger if there's plenty of roots on there, and then pop it down. If they're a bit leggy, pop it down in the soil, and that you'll have more roots coming from the stem. So that's one Cherokee tomato. So be very careful if they're leggy, and these are quite leggy. So like I said, hold them from the leaf and not the stem, because once you snap the stem, then it's game over. But if one of the leaves come off, they'll carry on growing regardless. So that's the just take a little bit of the soil off there. So that's a Cherokee carbon tomatoes. So if I'll do the Dr. White cheese next, so there's only 2 of those, and then all the others will be the sweetheart tomatoes. Now the sweetheart tomatoes, I did show you in another video the picture, so I'll pop that up now for you. And they look a little bit like a heart shape, but I believe they're nice tomatoes as well. It's not just for the novelty factor. So that's the Dr. White cheese yellow tomatoes. But only 2 of these have come up. So that's those there. And I'll just carry on now and pot up the rest of these sweetheart ones. There we are. So that's those potted up. I've still got some more to pot up. I got Barry's Crazy Cherry and San Marzano, but just do them exactly the same. So that's another load of tomatoes done. Doug fixed this one tap on the IBC tank, and it's all ready to be used, and we can fill up our watering can now. Oh yeah, brilliant. One of the exciting things I've got to share with you. This is plot 2 of the Feel Good Garden, and it's changing for the better, I hope. And this pathway here is going, instead of going diagonal, it's going to be running straight off the pathway with a bit of a twist as it goes around the compost base. Then we're going to have 3 new raised beds going this way, so the flower bed is moving. So I'll be digging up all the perennial plants, and some of them will be going in a flower bed over by there, and some I can keep on the corner of the compost space, unless I decide otherwise. So we'll have 3, like I said, 3 raised beds going along here. Then there's going to be another one, instead of the way that one is now, it's going to go that way. And here we're going to have an archway to plant beans up. So that'll be quite nice. So that's a nice change, isn't it? So the thing is though, the beds we got with brassicas in, I thought I was going to have a nice load of sprouts. But they've all gone to flower, even the cabbages, they've all gone to flower as well. So they'll all be coming out. I'll try a bit of no dig once I've got rid of all the flowers. Not got rid of them, you know what I mean, move them elsewhere to new homes. Then I'm going to do a bit of no dig then. So I'll put no dig beds along here, save me weeding as well. I don't think I've got enough cardboard at the moment, but I might have enough for the first one. We've got mint growing by there, so I'm going to dig that up and offer that to other plot holders, because we have got mint in containers, so we don't need it, and it's going to take over the plot if I leave it there. This raised bed is already done, so we only have to lift it up and move it into position, and I'm dying to see the start of it, to see how it's going to look. So what I'll do, these cabbages have all gone to seed, I'll pull those up, they can go on the compost heap, and then perhaps I can get Doug to give me a hand to move it. There's already a bed there, but it's not a raised bed. So I'll just remove that and pull up the sprouts that's gone to seed there, and then we'll move that over there before I even dig up the flowers to see what it's going to look like, because I just can't wait, to be honest.
In the garden, vibes where the sunshine flows. We plant our dreams, watch our love grow. Colors blooming bright in the summer light. With every seed we sow, everything feels right. Underneath the sky, we're sharing this high. In the garden wonder, oh so divine. Growing fruits and flowers.
Along here we've got blueberry bushes, earlies, mid and late, and I've been saving my coffee grinds and just putting them at the base of the blueberry bushes, because they like slightly acidic soil, and it helps to make the soil slightly acidic. And it seems to have worked a treat, because there's loads of flowers and buds on the this blueberry bush here in particular. And this one's doing okay as well. So I'm going to carry on doing that. I don't dig it in, I just put it on the top and let the rain wash it into the soil. I've just been potting up my all my coriander. I do love a carrot and coriander soup. So by growing plenty of plants, I'll be able to take a little bit of each one, and hopefully they'll keep growing. So it looks a lot, but it'd be great when they go a bit bigger. I bought this last year. I can't remember where I bought it, and I wish I remembered, because I could do with getting another one. Now they've got these little pots in there, and they're quite deep, and I thought it'd be really handy. I did lose one of them, but I managed to find one that fitted in, and I thought, right, I'll fill these up, and I've got some greyhound cabbage here to pot on. Now these greyhound cabbage were absolutely wonderful last year. We were having a cabbage every week for quite a few weeks for our Sunday dinner. So I thought we'd grow some extra ones this year, keep us going for even longer. They were great. So I'm going to pot those on in these little pots for now. And then when I get bigger, They might need to go in bigger pots, but I thought they'd be ideal for now because they are quite deep and these are quite leggy, these greyhound cabbage. So I thought for now anyway, they'll be great and it'll save a bit of space in the polytunnel rather than put them in really big pots, and they can be potted on later then. So I'll just fill these up with soil and then I'll get potting them on. So there's a greyhound cabbage all planted up. Well, how exciting is this? The frame of the polytunnel is going up at last. Doug's got 3 of the hoops done, so there's just another one to put up here. You've had a job digging down into the clay soil, but anyway, that's done now, and you've got the wood at the bottom there ready for when the cover goes over. So hopefully it won't be too long before it's up, and I'll have loads of space then to put all my seedlings and things in, and all my plants. Oh, I can't wait. And I'm sure when it's tomato season, when the plants are big enough, they'll be going in here as well, amongst other things. So I can't believe how big it is compared to our old polytunnel behind me there. It's massive, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely. This was Danny's old polytunnel, and I mean, I used to admire it before, but Danny's got an even bigger one now on his plot, and he kindly gave us this one. So we've got a first tunnel's cover to go on here, and that's going to be absolutely amazing because they last and last and last. They last a long time, and much better than our other polytunnel. Our other polytunnel, that's the second year now because it went up in 2023. We're now in 2025, but there's already holes in there. The zip's gone, and the cover's not going to last much longer at all. But this one, I know it'll last years and years. And oh, I just can't wait now. I'm really excited. I've got these cauliflowers and look, they've gone really leggy. I've left them a bit long really. So I thought I need some quite long pots to put them in. But you know what it's like this time of year, you slowly run out of space, don't you? So to save a bit of space, I have this spare root trainer. So it comes with a propagating lid as well. Really useful. I've already started broad beans off in them and they are coming up lovely. So I had 4 altogether, so this is the 4th one. So I thought they'll be ideal. So what I'll do, I'll pop the cauliflowers in this, and I'll show you how my broad beans are getting on. Anyway, they're coming on a treat. In fact, I think they're nearly ready to plant out. I did plant 3 trays of them. The 2 trays are coming up lovely, but the other one is a bit slow, and the rats did start digging in there, so I'm not going to have many of them. But I'll show you what I've got with the others. They're coming on lovely. And there's the cauliflowers all potted on, and I've got space to plant something else down there as well.
Sun shines bright, vegetables and flowers, oh what a sight. With love we plant, with care we tend, a place of peace where our hearts mend. Greenhouse glow and polytunnel trees, growing with love, it's a beautiful song. In our kitchen garden,
By here is the hedgehog house, and as you know, we've had lots of rats on the plot, and I was wondering if Trevor, our plot hedgehog, has come out of hibernation yet. So I googled what to feed him because I didn't have any hedgehog feed there, and they said cat biscuits. So I got these lamb cat biscuits and I put those in a dish with some water. And I thought, now, what will I attract? What wildlife will I attract? So I set up the webcam. So let's have a look at the footage. and see what I actually captured.
In the moonlight, the hedgehogs roam. Under the stars, they find their home. Cats on the prowl, with eyes so bright, dancing in gardens all through the night. With every purr and twinkling eye, the allotment's alive under the sky. Allotment dreams where animals play. Under the starlit sky, they find their way.
Down by the gate where we come in is where plot holders put things that they don't want. Could be vegetables, pots and bits and bobs that's useful at the allotments that they don't want that other plot holders might. Well, I came in the one day and this was there, and I know it comes from Johnny and Emma's plot. So I messaged him quick and I said, did you put that bird feeder there for plot holders? Yes, Linda, you can have it if you want it. So I thought, brilliant. So I put it in this bin here. That was also from Johnny last year, and I hadn't got around to using it for anything. So I filled that up with soil and compost, planted some forget-me-nots off plot 2 because they're coming up anyway, and put some water in there. And we've already got bird food on this plant feeder, so that's okay. And this has got a light in it, and it wasn't working, a solar light. It wasn't working. So Danny's taking it home, Danny from the Grow Up channel. So he's going to have a go at fixing it. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's down here in the dark, so it doesn't matter. But it would be nice to see it working. But now and again, we have been here when the sun starts to go down, and that's when the solar lights usually come on. So fingers crossed he can fix that. And then if we are down here, it would look quite nice. I've got lots more seeds to sow. And I'll start off with these 3 first of all. So we've got, these are lemon seeds from my neighbour Joy, and the Spanish onion seeds. So I've got those to sow. I'm just going to put them in a pot because I don't need too many lemon plants. And once they come up, I can pot them on then. So we've got the lemon. We've got a market more cucumber. So I'll pop those in there. And we've got cucumber seeds that I collected from the allotment last year. Now, as you might know, if you watch my channel regularly, we've got a new polytunnel that'll be going up on plot 2. So we'll have enough room to put a few cucumbers, I should think. Right, so let's have a look at these lemon seeds. Oh, there we are. They just look like lemon pips. Right, actually, I think there might be too many for one pot, especially if they all come up. They're quite dry, so they're going to need a good soaking. So I'll just pop them on the top and then I'll put some compost on them. Actually, I might, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 left over. I'm going to save those and see how those come along. And if no joy, then I've got some in reserve. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 in there. Too many for one pot, but I will be potting them on once they come through. So there they are there. Got the Market More cucumber next. So I'll just do, how many will I do? About 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do 9 because I can always pass them on, and you've got spares then if anything happens to any of them. So I've got 9 seeds in there. So that's what the cucumber seeds look like. And then we've got the saved ones from the allotment. I can't remember what variety they were, but it's nice to save your own and grow your own, isn't it? So, and then you can compare the difference. There's quite a few in here actually, so I might pass some on if anyone else wants any. I'll ask a few of our plot neighbours. Right, so I've done the same in there. So I've got 9 seeds in there as well. So I'm just going to put some compost over the top, give them a water, and then I'll pop them in a plastic bag, and that'll keep the moisture in then while they're starting to germinate. It might have been an idea to soak the lemon seeds beforehand. Because I'm going to give them lots of water, put them in a plastic bag, they're going to be nice and moist anyway. There's plenty of room when they start to germinate, so that can stay in there for a little while. And if you want any air to go in there, too much condensation, you can always just easily open that bag. They're handy, these little plastic bags with the tie handles. Yeah, pop those in the polytunnel later, and they'll be on their way hopefully. I've got more flower seeds to sow. Now these were from a plot neighbour, Poppy. So if you're watching, Poppy, thanks very much. They were saved from her old plot. She's got a new one now. She's doing really well with it. So these are perennial snapdragons, mixed colours. So we've got that one. I've got French marigolds. I've got Status art shades mix. Now, I opened those and I'd started that packet last year and they were absolutely gorgeous. I had loads of bunches of flowers off those. You can cut them and turn them upside down and dry them, and they last for months. Or you can use them as cut flowers. They're very pretty. So I've got those Status. I've got some zinnia and they're Cupid mix. I've got helichrysum or straw flowers. I've got penstemon, mixed colours. I've got Cosmos Seashells Red. Now I've already sown my own from last year, and they started to come up. But I thought, being as I bought the seeds, I'd forgotten that I saved a load of seeds from last year. I thought, I'll try these. See, they're Seashells Red. So that's the Cosmos. I've got Sweet Rocket. Now I had that last year and I didn't get around to sowing it, so I'm going to sow it this year. And we've got Echium Blue Bedder. So I've opened those, so I'm not sure if I've sown those before or not, to be honest, but if I did, nothing came of them. So we'll give it a go again. And I've also got these hibiscus seeds. Now I can't remember when I bought these. Didn't get around, another packet I didn't get around to sowing, so I'm hoping they're going to germinate. So I thought, well, we'll give it a go anyway. I'm determined to try and do more this year, because last year I left loads of seeds and I didn't get around to sowing them. You know what it is, you run out of time in the end, don't you? You know, the months go by, well, the days, the weeks and the months go by. Right, so if I put the labels in there first, then we can see what we're doing. I'll bring you a bit closer and then you can see how I'm sowing all the seeds. I'm going to just lay them on the top. Then I've got some compost in the bucket here. Put a sprinkler in on the top and give them another water. So we'll start with the French marigolds. There's quite a few in there. Now they're my own saved seeds from last year. So I'm sowing them quite thickly on there, but as soon as they start coming up, I will prick them out and pot them on.
And sunshine kisses my skin so warm. Nature's breath, a common charm. Close my eyes, let my mind run roam. In this space, I feel at home. Dreaming garden dreams that ebb and flow. With every ray, my spirit glows. Nature's magic all around. In this garden, love is found.
Well, my sunflowers are up and ready to be potted on. Now, some have come up better than others and some haven't come up at all. So I'll show you which ones have come up and which ones haven't. Rouge Royale and Ruby Eclipse. Pink and blue, and the Mystery, which I also think is pink and blue. Giant Single, but none of the Sunflower Purple have come up. I had two types of Ms. Mars. The Thompson one came up, just the three, but not the Red Dragon ones. So I'll sow some more of the Ms. Mars. I've got some spare ones. I've saved these pot noodle pots, and I've had some in the shed for ages. They come into use now because they're quite deep and ideal for potting on the sunflowers. So I've put all my labels in. So I thought I'd start with the Rouge Royale first. Now be very careful because these are quite leggy, and I've got plant label here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be strong enough because the stems are quite sturdy. So I've already snapped one of the stems when I was looking at the label. I don't think it's going to come up with that. So I've got this tool I use for weeding, so I'll try that, but I need to be very careful. Now when you're handling seedlings and they're quite leggy, make sure that you handle by the leaves and not the stem, because if a leaf breaks off, it's fine. But if I pull that one out, that's the one I snapped earlier. But if that happens, then it's game over. So I've already used my dibber, but it's not quite wide enough really. So I'll, right, I need to rethink this. I think I need to make a bigger hole. So what I'll do, I'll use this one, make a bigger hole. I don't want to snap any of the roots off. No, I need to be very gentle with this again. Right, I'm going to take this back up to the pot. Right, let's pop that in there now. Let's hope that be, that's better. So it doesn't matter if they're leggy, you can bury most of the stem. So yeah, I'll show you what I've done there. Just make sure that's nice and firm in there. So as you can see, I've buried most of the stem there. There we are. It looks a bit wonky, but I'm sure it'll straighten up. Right, now let's do the others, but carefully does it.
In the garden, vibes where the sunshine flows. We plant our dreams, watch our love grow. Colors blooming bright in the summer light. With every seed we sow, everything feels right. Underneath the sky, we're sharing this high. In the garden.
If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know that I'm doing a sunflower grow along. It's just a bit of fun, and all we're growing is just, this year is unusual sunflowers, but you can grow any sunflowers you like, but in amongst them, maybe try some unusual ones for a change. And what happens then, if you take a picture of them and send it to me, I can either put in a video or put it on my website, feelgoodgarden.co.uk, and it'll be great to see how everybody's sunflowers come along. So, and I think it'd be lovely to put in a video though, you know, showing all the different sunflowers from around the country and around the world for those of you that are abroad. So anyway, I've just potted on some sunflowers. Some did better than others. So I thought I'd re-sow some and sow some different ones. So the ones I've got here, so what I've done, I've reused these mini muffin containers because they're great because the lid acts like a propagating lid. Obviously, once they germinate, then you take the lid off. So I put some compost in there, watered the compost, and I've written up the labels and just place the seeds on the top. So, and then what I'll do then is put a layer of compost and give them a water again. So the ones I'm sowing is Ms. Mars. Now I've already sown those, but I didn't have many of them. And the one I had a success with, and the one from a different supplier I didn't. So I'm re-sowing those. Rouge Royale. So I've got those in here. Now I'm also re-sowing the blue and pink sunflowers. They didn't germinate very well. I only had a few of those. And also the mystery ones. Now I think the mystery ones are blue and pink as well. It's just the one I ordered them, they didn't have any name on them when they came, and I got a feeling that they may even be the same. So the pink and blue ones there. And here we've got the purple sunflowers. None of those germinated at all, so I'm going to give that another go. It may be that I sowed them in March, maybe it was a bit too cool for them. So now it's a bit warmer. Hopefully they'll germinate. So sunflower purple, sunflower red sun. And in this one here, now I had some lovely ones at the front of the plot. So they greeted you as you entered the plot. And I saved some seeds off there. I wasn't sure whether they're going to be any good or not because they had gone well past their best. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. I've got some of those, my own saved seeds. And there's also in this one, sunflower sunburst mix. So just pop some soil on there now, give them a water. Then I'll pop them in the polytunnel and hope for the best.
In the morning sun, my garden awakes. With every bloom, a new chance to create. Shrubs and trees, they dance in the breeze. Each petal whispers tales oh so sweet, please.
Just pop those in the polytunnel now. I hope you're joining in with us, or you're going to join in. That'd be fabulous. I'm Linda, and this is the Feel Good Garden.